don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show.
GPW presents the first ever GPW SummerSham.
Welcome to the first ever GPW SummerSham. What an historical night here tonight, Badger, and what a card of matches we've got lined up.
SummerSham is in full effect. We're looking at Rays, we're looking at Blue Jays, and we're looking at Haymakers coming in hot for all these boys tonight.
Well, it's going to be one heck of a night here. We're in an outdoor arena. We're by the beach. We've had all of this sand shipped in especially for it. And we're going to open up with a massive battle royale. It's going to be, well, I can't even keep track of everyone on this. It's going to be Amazing Jays, Dark Page, Steve the Ghost, Spartans in there, Danger Dad, El Mono Mike. We've even got Liz Destick, and we've even got, finally, Isaac Sims, all in one big matchup just to determine who's going to be the next big dog here in the GPW.
It's a veritable boys buffet.
A veritable boys buffet indeed. And then in our second for main event tonight, this has been the one we've all been waiting for. It's going to be Danny, the evil owner, versus Zach is a real boy. It's going to be a ladder match, and the winner will control the GPW forever. This could be the end of the GPW, Badger.
Absolutely terrifying. The Honorable Danny King has put up the entire control of the GPW, backing it up with both of his fists and a headbutt. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Hopefully Danny King can pull through and we can all keep our jobs.
And then finally, Badger, in our main event tonight, the most historical match in the history of the GPW. It's going to be James Heaney versus Zombie Morgan for the GPW Championship.
I've said it once, I've said it twice. James Heaney has made a monkey paw wish. He wanted a chance at the championship, and he's got it, and he's going to have to take on the assassin, Zombie Morgan, and it's going to be a nightmare for James Heaney.
Well, it's going to be a special night here on GPW SummerSham, but without any further ado, let's get underway. Well, we're about to get underway, Badger. Here we are in Oklahoma City, well known for its sandy beaches. And here comes our first competitor.
Whoa. I'd pay Teddy to do that. You like it? Here's Isaac Sims.
Here comes Isaac Sims.
Royale, making his way to the ring from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 184 pounds, Isaac Simmons.
Isaac, of course, already all men tonight have competed in GPW previously. It's going to be a matchup here to see who is the top dog in the GPW, who may get an opportunity to wrestle for the GPW Championship down the road. But either way, here comes Isaac Sims, certainly one of my favorites.
Hammer, if you will.
I believe that is what they call him.
Very spry for an old man. Very spry indeed.
We've got 8 men competing in this matchup tonight. The rules are very simple. Every time somebody is eliminated.
From Portland, Oregon, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Scorpion.
Every time someone is eliminated by being thrown over the rope, we will narrow this down until we've just got one winner. Here comes Liz Destick. Well, here comes El Mono Mike out to the ring. El Mono Mike competed in our first ever match on GPW.
At 255 pounds.
History in the making. El Mono Mike looking for a way to make his mark here in the GPW after that first match. We have not seen hide nor hair of him.
El Mono Mike, I believe, won in his first bout here in the GPW. We haven't seen him since, but certainly one to watch in this one, Badger.
Yeah, amazing competitor. It's hard to gauge someone's power level when they're wrestling James Heaney because James Heaney is all over the place. Sometimes he seems like a machine. Sometimes he seems very weak. We're going to find out later tonight, or this afternoon, if you will. Used to doing this in the nighttime. You know what I mean?
And here comes Pelagius, again, another favorite here in the GPW. And Pill, I have to say, Pill, probably one of the strongest competitors here on this Battle Royale match.
He's big and he's bad.
Of course, also known as Primetime Plantagenet, which obviously Pill is short for. Pelagius is shorter-ish. But anyway, here comes Pill.
Now, never forget that I was the one that took that eye out from him. I as in the post-zombie Morgan, not me, Badger. Don't get cute.
And some smoke has just filled the arena here, Badger. It looks like we're going to be seeing the entrance of one of our competitors. I believe it is Danger Dad.
Danger, smoke him if you got him, Dad. Oh, this guy's wore a matching shirt. Pretty sweet.
We saw Danger Dad lose to Lizdestic last week on GPW.
New Zealand, weighing in at 273 pounds, Danger Daddy.
That perfectly manscaped chest is illuminated beautifully in this summer sunlight, Badger.
I wouldn't put a lot behind that loss. It was his first match in wrestling, in all of his wrestling career, and so he had to have a lot of nerves. Really excited to see what he does tonight.
Well, as the smoke clears in the arena, here comes Steve the Ghost. Of course, one of the only ghosts known to, in fact, possibly the first ever ghost in the known history of man, but Steve the Ghost bringing his own smoke to the table.
Yeah, we do not provide that. That's why you won't see that from any of the other competitors. Steve the Ghost brings his own little ghost bomb. I don't know if that's coming from the other side or if he gets those here, maybe somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Once again, the smoke beautifully illuminated in this evening summer sunset here at GPW SummerSham. So excited to be here, Badger, out on the beach, seagulls flying around with you. It's such an honor to be here.
So excited. Our very first SummerSham. Definitely not the last. Just a nice day at the beach for me. I got my tank top on and I'm ready to soak in some rays of amazing GPW wrestling.
And some pyro goes off in the arena for one of the GPW Tag Team Champions,
Dark
Page. Our cameraman missed most of the pyro there, but never mind. We can certainly write that off as a business expense, and be careful not to trip over any of those pyro cannons haphazardly slammed in the sand there. But here comes Dark Page, who of course is missing one of his Ks, but gets two nameplates to compensate.
You know, it's a little known fact that when you work for some promotions, they make you copyright the name that you use in that promotion to the promotion. So when you move to another promotion, you have to and sometimes alter your name in a way. I mean, this time we've lost a K, and Dark Page still gets the point across, still a tag champ, still going to have an amazing match tonight.
Dark Page bringing his tag team belt out with him to the ring here, Badger, just celebrating. This is the first time we've seen him since winning the GPW Tag Team Championships a couple of weeks ago on GPW. But Dark Page, of course, and his tag team partner Rhythmic, once again, we don't see them together. Rhythmic is not in this matchup.
Very curious stuff. I'm very excited to see them defend their championship title in next week's episode of the GPW. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to finding out who their competitors are. Danny has told me that it is going to be a very exciting match.
Well, here comes Spartan 31590. one of the favorites to win this matchup. You can't beat the size, the stature, the sheer power, obviously the armor-plated, armor of Spartan.
You know, you gotta wonder if that armor is protecting him from moves, or if it's enhancing his strength, or what it really does. I've never really worn armor before, so I don't know what it feels like. How about you, Calhoun?
Well, only chainmail, but didn't do any fighting in it. In fact, quite the opposite.
Interesting stuff. Now, Spartan, again, is a 6'10", one of our largest competitors here in the GPW. Real slow walker, too.
And we're underway, Badger. And all 8 men here fighting in the ring. Certainly something we haven't seen before here in the GPW. It's going to be chaotic. And
goodness, Danger Dad immediately eliminating Isaac Sims with a big lariat.
Unbelievable, Badger. Isaac Sims was eliminated so fast there that it just goes to show you just don't know what's going to happen on GPW.
Now the two tall men, Pill and Spartan, were after each other. Danger Dad, again, with a lack of experience, maybe doesn't know that you should let those guys fight it out, wear themselves out before he comes in, but big move from him.
Danger Dad working on Pill there while lots of chaos going on. It looks like El Mono Mike and Steve the Ghost have begun fighting there as Spartan just slams his Destic to the map.
Danger Dad with a bit of a tactical error seems to be fighting Dark Page and Pill at the same time. He is holding it together, but now he's moved on to Spartan. He's an absolute madman in there.
Pill smart, just resting up under the bottom ring rope, just trying to get some energy back while these other men square off against each other. Unbelievable that Isaac Sims was eliminated so quickly. Feels so bad for Isaac Sims. Dark Page now with Pill.
Now, Lozesic has the right idea. Just hang in the corner, let them wear themselves out. When you're the odd man out and you aren't actively engaged, you just want to, build yourself up, pick your spot, and then jump in there.
Absolutely agree, Badger. I mean, it's unusual to see someone get eliminated so quickly from a battle royale, but it does give, since we've got an odd number of men in the ring, it does give each an opportunity to potentially get some rest, recuperate, and if the smart move is to try and do that as long as possible until you can, survive until as many men have been eliminated and it's just you and one other competitor left.
You forget about the high-flying maneuvers of the tag champ, Dark Page. He's had some amazing flips, some amazing kicks, and now he's working on Danger Dad. Can he push him out? He's got him over the top, now he just needs to get him to touch the bottom. No, Danger Dad's rolling back in. And El Mono Mike over the top. Can Pill get him?
Pill, El Mono Mike is just hanging on. I think Pill may be able to push El Mono Mike out of the ring here. Lizdestic also potentially on the verge of eliminating Spartan over one of the ring posts.
Oh, and Steve the Ghost has gone over the top as well.
What a slam by Danger Dad on Pelagius. All 7 men remaining in this matchup. What a maneuver by Dark Page and Steve the Ghost. It was like watching a helicopter take off. I've never seen anything like it, Badger.
The Dark Page really letting everyone know not to forget that he is the champ and really showing off his skill set here with an elimination on Steve the Ghost. Danger Dad better look out attacking the champ there.
I am disappointed to see Steve the Ghost eliminated, one of our favorite competitors for this matchup, but 6 men remaining. Any one of them could win this. All of them very strong competitors here in the GPW.
Dark Page trying to work on the tall man. I would have waited for some help on that. He probably could have made an alliance with Spartan or one of the other larger competitors to get him up over the top. And he'll hit a fist for his trouble.
Lizdestic now fighting against Spartan. Both of these men, strong competitors. Both winners.
Dark Page right over the top. Bill has eliminated him.
Unbelievable to see Dark Page eliminated. One of our GPW Tag Team Champions. He's got to be disappointed with that, Badger.
Amazing start, but if you lose focus for even a second, someone will take you out. You have challengers coming from all sides. A really intense battle royale going on in here. You cannot lose focus for even a split second.
And there goes El Mono Mike, also eliminated. Just 4 men remaining now. And it looks like Liz Destic and Pill are teaming up to eliminate. Yeah, there goes Spartan. Unbelievable, with just 3 men left.
And that's really how you got to do it. Now Liz Destic gets caught by Danger Dad and, just absolutely decimated. Danger Dad trying to fight both men. Again, not the tactician that you would hope, but somehow has gotten away with it.
Danger Dad seems to be after revenge after losing to Liz Destic on last week's GPW. It looks like it almost potentially going to be a rematch between Liz Destic and Danger Dad from last week.
What an exciting piece of drama if that was to take place. Both those men are going to have to team up to work on Pill if they're going to want that ending to this match, because Pill is not going to go quietly into the night.
Pill is a mammoth of a man. He's going to be very difficult to eliminate, even with Danger Dad and Liz Destic working together, which obviously, given their rivalry right now, seems very unlikely. So Pill potentially has the advantage in that Danger Dad and Liz Destic are going to be focusing on each other and not on the huge man that is Pelagius.
Well, Liz Destic might have figured out that it is best strategy to work on Pill with Danger Dad, because Pill is just really tearing them both apart. Oh, no one likes to see that. Flexing in the ring in the middle of a competition. Again, rookie mistake by Danger Dad.
Danger Dad paid the price for flexing there. Neither of Liz Destic nor Pelagius appreciated it. Pill just seems to be getting every advantage you can here. Although, look at Danger Dad lifting Pelagius up into the air. I've never seen a man that big lifted up like that before.
Oh, he's proven over and over that he is capable of lifting Pill up, and Liz Destic should be looking at that as an advantage for the both of them to try to get Pill out of the ring.
Pelagius, though, just so much strength, so much power, so much height on this man that it's just difficult for either Danger Dad or Liz Destic to get the upper hand on these just on the size of Pelagius. It's Liz Destic has been eliminated.
Danger Dad immediately locked up. Oh, just absolutely getting torn apart, slammed into the mat. Phil makes short work of Danger Dad here if Danger Dad doesn't get it together.
Danger Dad has done incredibly well to make it to the final 2 here in this Battle Royale match, but you have to admit, against the man, Pelagius, just the sheer size, experience, just the raw power and strength, it's going to be very difficult for Danger Dad to get the win here, but here he comes fighting back now. Big punches to the gut of Pelagius.
Yeah, Pill really thought he had worn him down with those backbreaking maneuvers, but doesn't know enough about Danger Dad. Maybe didn't read the tape. This is a tough man.
Oh my goodness! Danger Dad just eliminated Pill, and
look
Danger
at the
Dad
power.
Danger Dad is the winner here.
Absolutely fantastic. Danger Dad, an amazing showing. I knew it when he came in that he was going to be an exciting competitor, and he's proven me right tonight. What an amazing match.
Danger Dad has made up for his loss to Liz Destic last week on GPW, showing his power, showing his strength. Danger Dad potentially in line for a shot at the GPW Championship at some future date to be determined by the evil owner Danny, but Danger Dad has got to be pleased, and we're going to be back on GPW SummerSham after this short commercial break. Stay tuned, it's going to be a doozy. I am an aubergine, and you should eat more aubergines because we are nutritious and delicious. Remember, aubergines. Welcome back to GPW SummerSham. We're still here in the beach town of Indianapolis, Indiana. This is going to be the most unbelievable match, Badger, in GPW history. It's going to decide who is going to be the owner, the controller of GPW. And it's going to be the evil owner, Danny, who has put everything on the line against Zach is a real boy. And if Zach wins tonight, it could very well spell the end for the GPW, Badger.
one of the most honorable maneuvers I've ever seen by Danny King. He's put it all on the line behind his wrestling skill. He's looking good with his transition lenses out here in the sun, and his beard is coming in real strong. Hi, Mom, indeed.
Well, it's fair to say, Badger, that the evil owner Danny, while seemingly inexplicably and honorably, as you say, putting the GPW on the line, you have to think that he's got some kind of ace up his sleeve, some kind of hidden agenda, potentially, going to cheat, fight his way to win this. It is a ladder match, of course. Both previous ladder matches in GPW, somebody has been killed. Hopefully we don't see a third death here tonight on the GPW SummerSham.
Zach, committing the first murder in GPW history. But I think what Zach doesn't realize is that Danny is a capable wrestler. He's a big competitor, and I think he's going to put a big fight up. But very excited to see Zach back in the ring, trying to go for it all. He doesn't even want the championship. He wants the whole kit and caboodle.
Zach, of course, from Hawaii, very much used to this humid summer heat that we have here on GPW SummerSham. So potentially an advantage over Danny from Manchester, England. Very much a cold, rainy city. Not used to the heat. So we'll see what happens. But here we go, Badger. And both men locking up. And Danny throwing Zach into the turnbuckle. This is, of course, is Danny's second match in the GPW.
I mean, it's amazing to have a dual talent. Danny, of course, one of the greatest owners in wrestling history, great promoter, great booker, and an amazing wrestler. So it's just great to have such a talented, big old running, jumping super lariat from Zach. There's no way he's going to make that distance.
And Zach doesn't connect with the elbow. Danny takes advantage, slides out of the ring to recover. Danny now getting back inside through the ropes. And they both men lock up again. Now Zach throwing Danny into the corner. And what's Zach got in his mind here? The strength of Zach to be able to lift Danny up, all 6'5" of him. And Zach now
slamming that face into the turnbuckle. I believe both men are looking to get that ladder inside as quickly as possible, both thinking that they have the advantage in this match already.
Zach slams Danny down onto the sand here on the outside of the ring. The sand, of course, shipped in especially for GPW SummerSham, 13 tons of it delivered by Deliveroo. And big slaps, big punches here from Zach on Danny. Both men now lock up and throws Danny into the side barrier there.
Really contemplating using that ladder right away. Can't decide if he needs to work Danny down more or if he's got to get that ladder in the ring and start going for the title to GPW.
Danny just seems to be out cold, lying here on the sand, certainly not getting a suntan. Zach just watching his lifeless corpse, doesn't even really know what to do next. Interestingly enough,
making a smart maneuver. I don't know if you've ever seen a video of a snake playing dead when they try to roll it over and then it just rolls back onto its back, showing its belly. Danny at any moment could be having a deceptive maneuver like that. You can't just approach his lifeless body and expect him not to react.
That makes sense, Badger, and very well could have been the thinking there. Zach this time does connect with the elbow. Interestingly enough, hasn't gone for the ladder yet. It seems to be giving it some thought now, though. But
he just really wants to make sure that Danny is down, and not playing dead in any way. And I think smartly he's going to go back in there and try to put some more offense together.
Oh, both men now back on the outside once again. Big elbow to the face of Zach. Both men lock up. And Danny now picking Zach up and throws him. Where is he going to throw him, Badger? Seems to be taking him for a little bit of a mystery tour here.
Sometimes, like a dog peeing, you just got to find the perfect spot. You don't know why they're picking it, but they know perfectly well. And you can see just embarrassing Zach by wobbling him around like a rag doll. This is obviously a mental tactic against Zach, just to show that he's a little wobbly thing. Zach unable to break free from the You can seasick a little bit. Is that Money in the Bank making you a little seasick?
It does seem that Danny with an interesting attack, I'm not sure what he's trying to do, Badger. Like you say, maybe he's just trying to, rush all the blood to Zach's head. I'm not sure.
It is embarrassing.
Side Russian red sweep from Zach there on Danny, getting the early advantage. Is Zach going to go straight for the ladder?
Just making sure that Danny is down all the way.
Both men again locking up now. Zach just throwing Danny to the outside.
Neck drop right onto the top rope there.
Danny looks to be out cold from that. That was quite a fall from the ring apron to the sand here. The sand potentially cushioning the blow. Of course, we've had 13 tons of sand shipped in, especially using DoorDash. But here comes both men now with both ladders. It could be some kind of duel here, but...
Well, you just hope that these men don't use these ladders. Here we go.
Oh, Danny picking Zach up.
These are not necessarily supposed to be weapons, but I believe that Danny has a different motive with these.
Dropping
right
Zach
ladder.
straight onto that ladder. You got to believe that hurt, Badger. And Danny now picking Zach up again. Is he going to throw him onto the ladder again? Nope, just throwing him down onto the ring mat. But Zach's going to be in a lot of pain right now. And Danny just working the shoulder there.
Maybe working out a knot that he's found on Zach's shoulder, or Zach doesn't like it.
Zach's randomly going up to celebrate with the crowd. I wouldn't be that cocky given the match so far, Badger. Oh my goodness!
A big toss out onto that sand. Remember that the sand is a lot softer than the concrete that they're used to hitting. So though that was devastating, not quite as bad as dinging your head on the old concrete.
One of the reasons for the sand in both ladder matches, as mentioned, people have died. So we've now got a softer surface around the outside of the ring just in case. Oh, and Zach throws the ladder away, picks up Danny on the fall and throws him down to the mat there. But Danny, of course... having a good attempt there at trying to unlock that briefcase, which contains the paperwork for the ownership of the GPW.
Now, of course, the contracts with the wrestlers signed do stop the GPW from having any criminal charges brought up against them and any injuries sustained during a match, but that does not stop them from suing civilly.
Civil lawsuits, of course, can be costly for both parties. The evil
much
owner,
lower
Danny,
burden of proof as well.
Much low burden of proof. Danny potentially trying to, maybe he draws up gag orders, who knows. But Danny now just raking Zach over his knee.
Holds him in place and just stretches him out.
Given his slam onto the ladder earlier, you've got to believe that Zach's lower back has got to be in a significant amount of pain right now.
Danny is 100% targeting the lower back as a strategy, and Zach targeting that left knee with punches until he gets Danny. Oh, there he goes. Chop, chop goes the tree. He has been felled.
Big punches to the back of Danny's head there. Zach with a big knee there to Danny's head. And
Danny,
Zach now,
of course, with no hair to protect his head from those punches, that has to sting. A slapping noise coming from the head and fist of Zach and Danny, respectively.
Hold the phone, Badger. Oh, my goodness.
A swing and a miss. How did he recover so quickly from that 12-foot drop?
I cannot believe we saw Zach just jump from the top of that 20-foot ladder. Didn't connect on the elbow, but Zach doesn't seem to be phased. And what an interesting drop kick there on Danny.
Low and slow, but a lot of pressure out onto the face of Danny. Zach looking out over the sea. People watching this match, thinking about owning the GPW, thinking about being the next Danny King, thinking about placing the ladder a little bit far away from the briefcase. Oh, whoops, I missed.
Looks like Zach accidentally placed the ladder in a suboptimal position there, giving Danny the chance to come back and just...
threatening those fists.
Oh my goodness. Zach just punched Danny off that ladder, and he's now raking the knee. Danny not as quick to get up the ladder as Zach is. Danny, of course, much taller, much slower man compared to Zach. And here comes Zach with another flying elbow, which this time connects.
Danny has got that left knee worked over a couple of times by Zach, exactly for that reason, to slow him down from getting up the ladder.
Zach now again with multiple big punches just to the head of Danny. Danny just looks like he's in an incredible amount of pain. He doesn't know what's going on. Danny's in real danger of losing the GPW here.
You know, those punches and strikes was Zach's signature style. It's not an optimal or pretty way to wrestle, but the damage is substantial from those punches. Oh, Danny with a big lariat.
And picking Zach up now by the hair. And what a slam there on Zach. Zach has got to be out of it. Can Danny capitalize and retain ownership of the GPW? Danny's now slowly climbing his way up the ladder. As you can see, not as nimble. Doesn't need to get to the top of the ladder to reach it just because of the size of him.
There he goes, unlocking it again. Great job by the GPW graphics department, projecting those lasers. Now, this is the exact spot that Zach and Morgan found themselves in the ladder match. Zach chooses life, doesn't kill Danny, instead goes for ownership of the GPW.
I think murder is the last thing on Zach's mind. I think he wants Danny to see him win this GPW ownership.
So
Zach is so close in. I can't believe it. Zach has unhooked the briefcase. Zach is the new owner of the GPW. Badger, is this the end?
Have we released? With Zach as the leader of the GPW, who knows what is coming for anyone? This is pure chaos. All of our fears realize, what was Danny thinking?
I can't believe it, Badger. I'm in shock. I'm in genuine shock. What does this mean for the future of GPW? What does this mean for the future of our jobs, our careers? The wrestlers who depend on GPW for their livelihoods? Zach is now in charge, and anyone who knows Zach well enough knows that all we can expect from now is chaos and bedlam.
Please adopt a penguin. If you don't adopt me, then I will die. Remember, you can adopt a penguin for just $5,999.99 per month using the Adopt a Penguin link at www.pleaseadoptmeimcute.com.
Well, here we are still in Rochester, and Badger, this is the main event of GPW SummerSham.
I don't know what I'm more excited for, Samuel Pontoon, the announcer, or this match.
Our ring announcer Samuel Pontoon there, just announcing this special championship, and here comes James Heaney, absolutely over the moon. I believe you spoke to him backstage earlier tonight, Badger, and James, certainly the favourite, the number one, has really turned it around in the last week or so. Potentially could be the new GPW champion here tonight.
James is absolutely pumped. I talked to him backstage, and he is ready to be the champion. You know, he asked for a road to victory, and he found it. He's overcome every challenge thrown in front of him. No one expected him to be here tonight. Crowd favorite to win, I believe. People are tired of the overpowering of Danny. Even though he's lost the GPW, a lot of sour thoughts from the Danny era of GPW. Long live King Zach.
Oh, here comes, we're about to see James's opponent, Zombie Morgan. Zombie Morgan, of course, the creation of the former evil owner, Danny. Now that Danny's no longer in control of the GPW, what does this mean for Zombie Morgan? What does this mean for the future of the GPW? These are questions that are still to be answered, but Zombie Morgan still seems to be quite animated on his way to the ring here.
Yeah, he's still having a great time. He knows that he's going to get the fight. James, he doesn't know how prepared James is for this match. He thinks he's going to bowl right through him, I would assume. Zombie Morgan, again, I talked to him backstage. Not a lot of words coming out of his zombie brain, but you can tell that he's a very intense figure.
Well, Zombie Morgan now celebrating almost. It just seems to have become a completely different person from when we first saw him reanimated by the mad scientist Danny. It's just an unusual thing to see somebody brought back to life in this way, but it seems to have worked, and Morgan almost back to his usual self.
Yeah, Danny, a despicable and disgusting man. Hope I never see him again. He's created this killing machine here to rain down terror on all of us non-zombie people. But here we go, James versus Zombie Morgs for the championship.
Well, this is what it's all about, the GameFront Championship, the most prestigious belt in the history of professional wrestling. Big pay-per-view feel here. We're getting some special ring announcing just for this massive matchup.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing in
Terrifying
at
figure.
273 pounds. He is the World Global Intercontinental International Internet Worldwide Champion, Death Morgan.
Look at the veins just popping out of the stomach and chest and arms and legs of Zombie Morgan
in the universe, and that's where he's champion. There is nowhere you can hide from his championship. It is the biggest expansive championship in all of wrestling history.
And the referee, Jimmy Doohan, just showing the belt to James, showing it to the crowd, just to make sure this is legitimate and above board. And we are underway in what is going to be the biggest match in the history of the GPW. And Zombie Morgan working over James straight away.
Opening up with a big face slam. You have to wonder if Zombie Morgan is going to end this quickly or try to torture James at the behest of Danny, even though Danny is no longer the controller of the GPW. Zach is president. All hail to the chief, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, but Danny could still have something to smile about if Zombie Morgan is able to beat James tonight. Having said that, what does that mean for Zombie Morgan's future in the GPW? If Danny no longer in ownership or in control, does that mean that Zombie Morgan is now without a manager, without any leadership, without any guidance? There's just so many questions to be answered.
Yeah, that is the kind of chaos we do not need in the ring or in the locker room. Just a zombie moving his way around the rest of the roster. Oh, absolutely disgusting face elbow smash.
Zombie Morgan with a pin on James, but not enough. James is kicked out. James seems to have fallen a little bit on the underhand of Zombie Morgan.
Wait, what is this? Looks like we're getting an announcement from Zach backstage, the new controller of GameFront. Let's cut to that and see what he has to say.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Your new GPW president. I just laid the mat, or whatever you call that thing that we wrestle on top of, down, like I put it down. And I'm just gonna introduce a threesome to the situation. Triple threat, baby.
Who could it be? Who could it be?
Oh my God!
Wait, what is this?
It's Morgan. Morgan it's the real Morgan.
How is this even possible when Zombie Morgan is in the ring right now? Morgan is making his way to the ring.
Well, I can't believe what I'm seeing, Badger. I mean, I thought Zombie Morgan was Morgan's reanimated corpse after he was killed during the initial GPW, but it seems that real Morgan is alive and well, and going on, there's the real Morgan alive and well. It turns out he wasn't killed after all. I don't know who Zombie Morgan is, some kind of imposter.
You can make you wonder, what did Danny do? What is that other thing, that creature, that non-Morgan entity?
I have no idea, Badger. I can only assume that Zombie Morgan was never Morgan all along, and it was just some kind of ruse by Danny.
The two Morgans are obviously not friendly to each other. They are fighting, battling. As Zach said, whoever wins this match will be the GPW champion. Things have just got complicated for Mr. Heaney. How is he going to overcome the battle of two different types of Morgans?
Well, James has just been thrown onto the outside, and now Morgan, and do we call him Zombie Morgan, Imposter Morgan? We don't really know anymore, but here comes real Morgan.
Oh my goodness, a neck wrench. I bet he feels that.
I think you can even tell, like, maybe we just didn't pick up on this before, Badger, but when both Morgans are stood side by side, it seems that they're not the same height, so it just seems that Zombie Morgan all along... Now Zombie Morgan seems to be doing some kind of...
James,
James
has figured out a good move by watching Morgan do it, and now he wanted to do it himself. Classic copycat syndrome.
Very interesting things.
A needed breather on the outside.
Just going on here in the GPW tonight. What a shocking night here. We've already seen an incredible 8-man battle royale. We've seen Zach take over control of the GPW from Danny. And now the return of Morgan, who is alive and well. And so many questions to be answered about just who Zombie Morgan is. What was Danny's plan? It's just so shocking to me, Badger. I just don't know what to expect from the future of GPW.
Well, again, this is the kind of chaos that we were afraid of when Zach became the owner. As I was singing his praises, now he's thrown me for a loop, and I'm not sure what to think about what our future is going to be. Morgan going back to that neck-wrenching maneuver from the mid-rope.
James just stomping his feet in frustration. James is just upset. He's bewildered. Probably feels cheated yet again, Badger. I can't imagine James is too happy about, being relegated in his own championship match that he's worked so hard for.
James did ask for a road to the belt, and he's got it. But again, that monkey paw wish when you're dealing with a Danny or now a Zach type figure.
It does indeed seem that the road that James travelled down had a few potholes, but James suplex on the Morgan, but rope break.
Could have potentially had him.
James and Morgan, of course, no love lost between these two men. Morgan's very famously critical of James in the past, certainly about James's techniques. And now the two Morgans locking up again.
Now, again, a strategy plays into this. Does James and Morgan work against a zombie to, make it an all-human match, or is it just a free-for-all, anything goes?
James,
nasty head kicks.
James threw his arms up in frustration at one point, just not really sure what was going on, but managed to break the pin between the two Morgans, and James now working on Morgan again. James and Morgan seem to be, like I said, no love lost between these two men, and just seem to be eager to fight each other here. But
oh no, big choke slam coming in for James.
James has just been choke slammed into next week by Zombie Morgan, and Zombie Morgan now just throwing real Morgan into the turnbuckle. Worth mentioning,
just call him Morgan. We don't have to call him real Morgan. He is Morgan.
He is indeed Morgan.
We thought that the moving carcass that is Zombie Morgan was the reincarnation of Morgan, but now I have no idea what he is.
It's so many questions to be answered, like I said earlier, Badger, but it's fair to say, I just wanted to make the audience aware as well that the champion, Zombie Morgan, does not need to be pinned in order to lose the title here. Any man can pin any other man, and the title will be theirs. So Zombie Morgan could very well find himself losing his belt here without it being any fault of his own.
He's taking no precautions here, just wearing down both of these men. He's going to look for an opportunity where he can get a pin and retain the title. But you have to wonder what drives him. He doesn't does he have the same feelings that a man has, the want for glory, for victory, or is he just doing this out of pure malice?
Well, Zombie Morgan has managed to remove Morgan from the picture. And now a tombstone pile driver on James. This could be enough to put James away, but it's a rope break. James is hanging in there. And here comes Morgan. what was that?
A poison mist from Zombie Morgan. Absolutely disgusting. I don't even know if that's legal in the Zack era, but here we are.
Some kind of poisonous green mist from Zombie Morgan into James's face. I've never seen anything like that before, Badger. I can't believe that's allowed. But James and Morgan are now tying up again, and Zombie Morgan has rolled out to the outside, seemingly lost all of his energy.
If he missed him with that mist, or if James is just used to taking greens to the head, because it doesn't seem to have phased him in any way.
What a maneuver by James. Very nearly got the pin on Morgan, but not enough to put him away. Kick out at 2. James now with the big elbows on Morgan.
1, 2, 3, forearms. Classic and signature James maneuver.
Suplex there by James. Pin on Morgan, but Zombie Morgan comes in to interfere. That could have been 3 for James. That could have been James's golden moment right there, stolen by Zombie Morgan.
Yeah, James is fighting at a huge disadvantage. Sandwiched between 2 Morgans, just getting pounded, and he's gonna have to fight his way out like a rabid dog to win this match.
This crowd behind Morgan, really pleased to see Morgan back, the real Morgan back in the GPW. Morgan now with a pin on Zombie Morgan, which obviously didn't go anywhere.
James had already gotten up.
And Zombie Morgan now falls into a trap there. Morgan with the reverse DDT. James and Morgan seem to be doing some kind of almost coincided celebration there.
A little happy dance.
But Zombie Morgan straight back up on his feet. Barely felt the effects of that offense.
Morgan cannot spend too much time on the outside resting like that. James landing on his feet from that big toss from Zombie Morgs. Zombie Morgs going back and gets the drop and a kick.
Well, James landed on his feet like a cat there, but Zombie Morgan still managed to get the upper hand. Can't believe Zombie Morgan's now up on the top rope. And
tackling him into the air. Oh, that double-handed axe handle chop to the back of the head. That could end this match.
James kicks out at 2.
Oh my goodness.
James is still in this. James still has a chance at the GPW Championship. And Zombie Morgan now throws James across the ring. But here comes Morgan. Zombie Morgan just wrenching the arm of Morgan.
I really think that Morgan and James are going to have to work together to take out Zombie Morgan. He's just, there's that poison mist again.
There's that poison mist again. I'm not sure where this poison mist has come from or how it's legal. Tombstone pile driver on Morgan by Zombie Morgan.
Oh, this could be it. James, get in the ring if you don't want this to be over.
James breaks the pin again. That could have been all over right there.
Little European uppercut. Finally getting some offense in on
James
Zombie
now
Morgan.
has managed to get the crossface on Zombie Morgan, unless Morgan can break it.
He's ended a number of matches that way.
Now going in on the pin on Zombie Morgan. Of course, Morgan is there to break that up. But Zombie Morgan's now out of the equation. It could just be James versus Morgan here. And as I say, Zombie Morgan does not need to be pinned for the title to change hands. So either one of these 2 men could become the next GPW champion. Just depends who pins who first.
Oh, that claw right to the face. Wait, James is asleep. He's asleep down there.
Oh my goodness, we have a new champion. Mandible claw on James. Morgan has become the new GPW champion, winning the belt from Zombie Morgan. Here we just see on the replay that green mist being used by Zombie Morgan twice on James and Morgan, but not enough.
Absolutely disgusting behavior.
James has been robbed of his opportunity for the GPW championship, but Morgan,
once again,
the original Morgan, is now the new GPW champion. What a way to end an historic night here at GPW SummerSham.